Hello, my friends. It's a New Year's Eve stroll with Mary T. And the reason I stopped here is because of our friend here. We have a soft-shell turtle who was in the middle of the road, and I pulled over to make sure that nobody behind ran into him. I went over to see if I could help him along, but you can see he's doing quite nicely on his own. Right, this is what we've been learning, right? To take time to notice. So, hi, kind minders. It's Mary T. It's time for a stroll, and it's in a place I haven't been in months. I'm out in the Seminole. Oh my gosh, I just took off my sunglasses and stunning colors. Seminole, a Native American community. I'm on their tribal lands, and it's one of my favorite places to come in the Everglades, and I will shortly tell you why. Once I found out that I could go up to my friends, my wild friends in Loxahatchee, I stopped coming out here when my knee was stronger, because when I couldn't walk for very long ways, I would come and drive up the road in the Everglades. And as you can see, we have what I love about the Everglades: wide open spaces, clouds, and water, and the reflection of clouds, birds, butterflies, and soft-shell turtle. So my knee's been bothering me again still since the surgery, so I figured today, hey, I haven't been out to Snake Road in a long time. So I figured this was a perfect place. The weather is tolerable. It's maybe 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Not a lot of humidity, which of course makes it quite tolerable. And hopefully you can hear all of the insect creatures speaking. See you shortly. This is the other reason I like coming out here. In that tree, in that cattle field, we have what is known as a crested caracara. And this is the only location I've ever seen them. I was out here a few years ago with my sister, and it was the first time either of us had ever seen crested caracara. It's also a carrion eater. And the cows have come over to say hello. And they usually are in pairs, so I haven't seen the mate yet. And yes, besides the caracara, the Seminole community raise cattle. So they are true Florida cowboys. And have rodeos and all sorts of other fun stuff. But they use, as you can see, quite a bit of their lands to raise cattle. And yes, award-winning breeds. And it's why I like coming out here. Besides the traffic on the only road in and out behind me, it's just me and the birds and the cows and the clouds. And this is enough to get me to stop, even if I hadn't seen the caracara. So as we've learned with our mindful self-compassion, what do you notice? On the reflection of the clouds on the water and in the sky, symmetry and a beauty. The road behind me is called Snake Road because once it heads north from the interstate, it actually takes a beautiful S-curve to the east and the west, and the east and the west for miles. So it's called Snake Road, and it goes through part of the Miccosukee Native Community Lands, and then we are now in Seminole community lands. This tree just to the south, as we've seen in our trips to, there's a bull over there. Unless that's a gator. No, sounds like a cow to me. Yes, that's me distracted. Cormorants, there are 5 in that tree. Over a beautiful canal, which I am sure contains plenty of fish for these cormorants to dive to enjoy. We'll just take a few moments here and enjoy this pastoral scene. There goes the cara. Okay, is the mate over there? Let's see. Before we move further north and west into the tribal lands, we'll take another view of the beautiful clouds in this wide open space. This is the other part of the Everglades I love, as you know, cypress trees. You can see there in particular formations. Hold on, we got a car. They're called tree islands, otherwise known as cypress domes. And they take root and other vegetation, as well as animals and other creatures, join in, so the growth can go from just a few cypress trees to these very large tree islands, providing habitat, shelter, as well as food for so many creatures. Just as I drove up, there's a gorgeous osprey sitting on the fence post across the canal. Gorgeous specimen. And of course I spooked him. But it is so quiet out here. Well, let me cross the road so you can see since no one is coming. Again, more of these gorgeous clouds that I will never tire of observing. And now our beautiful sunshine for those of you who are in much chillier climes. Now, the last time I was here, further along, there would be eastern meadowlarks sitting on the fence posts, singing to each other. And their beautiful voices are like babbling brooks, just gorgeous, mellifluous songs that I would just pull over and listen to. But none today. But gorgeous. And that's not something you see every day, but we have a flock of wild turkeys over by the fence and by that tree. Ben Franklin, of course, wanted the turkey to be our national bird symbol. Of course, it's not. It's our bald eagle. And I remember a few years ago, I was out here, and it was the first time I'd ever seen a turkey in the wild. So I noticed this is a nice little flock of family. There had to be at least 9 individuals. So I wanted to at least stop and let you know that we have wild turkeys. Well, it's getting to be that time of the day that my sisters and I call the golden hour. I figured I'd end our little journey on Snake Road in the Seminole Native American Tribal Reservation lands. facing west, watching the insects and the butterflies, listening to the buzzing of the insects. Don't know what happened there. Sorry about that. And just breathing. And again, breathing in what you need right now. For me today, it was peace. May I be peaceful. And exhaling, may I be as healthy as possible. And just breathing. Thanks again for joining me on a stroll through part of my South Florida that I love. And yes, of course, if you ever come here, I'd be glad to take you. Peace and blessings in this new year. And yes, I think this is becoming a signature for me, a coda at the end of what I think is the end of my videos. Now we're in the Miccosukee Native American Tribal Lands, south of the Seminole community of Big Cypress. And this is a spot I stop out on a regular basis because, as you can see, there's water. Therefore, there will be birds, alligators perhaps, and it's next to some cattle grazing area, so the cattle will also be here. Right now, just feeling the sun on my face, which I hope you can also feel. I'm thinking that was a cow. Osprey just flying over. Hearing the insects. Sounds like the osprey just got some dinner. Yep, just shake it off. Carrying his dinner. Oh, well, remember I told you about the meadowlarks. Standing on the other side of the road looking at the... There they are. Competing with this truck coming up. Let me get out of the roadway. And paying attention to, of course, the flowers that are in the grass. Let me step closer. See if we can hear the meadowlark calling. Of course, when I want it, it's not there. We have some young gators. And more cars coming, I'm sure. We got 3 within this one little view. See if I can get them a little closer. There's one there, one back there. Of course, now the meadowlark is singing behind me. But we'll just enjoy the insects and the creatures. And again, blessings on the new year. May we be safe. May we be happy. May we be healthy as possible. May we be peaceful and at ease. We'll get the osprey hunting. I can see him up there. Gorgeous. Peace, my friends. Successful hunt. He's got a fish in his talons.